Good morning, Mayor and City Council members. For the record, I'm Joanne Hardesty, and I'm the president of the NAACP Portland branch. I am here today to ask you, where's the fire? I understand that you say that we are short on police officers, but I ask you, have you considered that we're in a new era of policing? We want different types of police officers to patrol our streets. We don't want armed occupiers. We want people who are willing to work with community to solve crime. I sent you a letter with real details, but here's one of my biggest concerns is that there's no criteria for retiring officers who will come back at the top of their pay grade if they want to. There's no criteria to determine whether or not they're culturally competent and whether or not they build community relations or destroy community relations. There's no criteria to determine whether or not those officers actually are good police officers that should be added back to the police force. And so what you are creating is a system where we're going to pay the most expensive overtime cost to the most senior officers, whether or not they are the right people to get overtime. It would make sense that when you're bargaining a contract, that you would try to help the junior officers get more hours so that they get more experience, so that they become better community police officers. What you have done is created a pay-for-performance system that rewards people for just basically being in uniform on the street. This is a new era of policing. We have a new expectation of how police will engage with community members. We don't want the same old, same old. We don't want the robo-cops on our street. What we want are police officers who have cultural competency, that know the community they police, that are respectful of all people, regardless of whether they are houseless, whether they are people of color, whether they are children in our community. This contract does absolutely nothing to create a vision of what's possible. And I think the Trojan horse is you take away the 48-hour rule, and then you have an unlimited amount of time to review video footage. And so now it's not just 48-hour rules hours that we're annoyed with. Now you've got days, maybe weeks, maybe months before police officers will have the opportunity to review video that only police officers can review in the first place. You cannot present that as the accountability measure when the only people that get to see the video, the only people that decide when to turn it on, the only people that decide what's important in the video are police officers. That's ludicrous. Please give the next mayor the opportunity to share a vision of policing, and let us hold him accountable for the contract that we will be living under. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next three are Khalil Edwards, Kimberly McCullough, and Teresa Rayford, and they'll be followed by Ashley Albies, Tom Steenson, and Carol Landsman.